Hey everyone, this is Dutch at the Mystic Mountain Homestead, and today we're going to talk about how I water the animals. You guys know that we live completely off grid here. We do solar power, as you see the panels up there and back over there. And then we have wind power, and I would like to have a hydro system back at our Skunk Creek at some point. So we like to be completely off the grid. We don't have no water access out here, so we go get our water. That's how I water the animals. That's how I fill up the water on the RV currently. So what I do is my pump burnt out on my RV probably about a month ago, and so I came across this little pump right here called Young Tree. And when I was reading about it, it says that it does irrigation and stuff too. I was like, okay, it does irrigation systems. So I wanted to check it out. I ordered me one. I think it was about like 70 bucks, 80 bucks. And I ordered it from Amazon there. I'll put the link down in the description below for you all. And it's really good. It doesn't get real hot because it has like a bladder in there. It's stuff like a little system going on in there. So if you actually crimp the hose off, if you crimp it off and squeeze it off, like, put a crimp in it when you're going, if you want to move it around, it will stop pumping. It'll actually like fill these little bladders up in here and stop pumping. Like, boop, 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 like that. It'll make a noise like that. And then, you can move your hose to the next place in water. Or if you have it hooked up directly to like the water line, if you was wanting to like pressurize your water lines to just rinse them out or whatever, that would do the same thing there too. It would build pressure up, and then you could turn onto the other side and turn the release valve, and it would spray everything out and clean the system out. I have one of these in the RV. They're very, very quiet. You hear it because what you're hearing when you hear it, I've realized after I put it in, because I have it out here too and I use it, and you barely hear it when it's outside. When you're in an RV, I noticed, you're hearing it vibrate, the vibration. I even have it nailed down, but those little rubbers underneath there that they have, the little rubber pads, causes still like a little vibrations like that where it shakes a little bit. So that's what the actual noise you're hearing when you're in your RV. So the biggest thing I like about it is that it has a pressure switch adjuster right here. So if the flow is not as what you want it to be, you can increase the pressure flow. So that was pretty handy. So what I do is I have hoses hooked directly in, because I figured this out. I'll help you guys so you guys don't make the same mistake I did. If you try to have like a water spigot on the end of there, it'll not be able to suck the water consistently out of the tank as much pressure as it's sucking. And so what happens is this hose will collapse, and then it'll cause your pump to burn up. I went through some of the little $50 pumps first beforehand, trying this out, because I didn't realize that you had to take off the actual spigot part right there, because I had a brass like a little spigot right there instead of the hose screwed directly into the end of the pipe. And so all you do is just switch that open, and the water flows there, and then it's going there. And like I said, it's completely off grid. So what I do is I had an extension cable that I made myself. I just soldered these little ends on. Here, I'll put this down right here real quick. Give me just a second. Work with me, guys. Work with me here. I'm one-handed. Everything's a little harder when you're one-handed. Okay. I think it's gonna stay. So what I did is right here, I just tucked these little ends. I can't remember what they're called. They're XT90s is their actual size. You see these a lot on RVs, on hookups, on trailers and stuff. What is it called? It's slipping on mine at the moment. I hate when that happens. But anyways, I soldered these on, put it on there so I could just do it like a quick disconnect if I want to. And that way it's easier to take this apart and bring the system inside in the winter time when it's going to freeze or whatnot, so that way it keeps it from cracking. And so I have this long cable, as you see, and that's just some I think that's 10 gauge wire, I believe. I was using it for solar, so I'm pretty sure it's 10 gauge. It was just some extra solar cable I had left over, and so I soldered these onto the other end, some little clamps. And I could have done the same thing as I did on the other end and just left it wired directly here, but I like it that way. If I wanted to hook it up on a car or on a tractor, it's just more handy. I just clamp it onto the battery system here, and it's already clamped onto the power side over there. And it is a 12 volt pump, So that's all it takes. You hook it up and let's hear it. Can you guys even hear that? It is so quiet. I can barely hear it. That's how quiet it is. I had to get right up on it. So I love this pump for the price and for the quality. I think it's an amazing pump. And I do have it turned down to the lowest setting on pressure, so that way it'll increase the lifespan. I don't want to overwork it. And I'm almost out of water in my tubs there. I gotta go fill water up again today. And if you're wondering why does he have a log in his water tub, it's because I keep having dead squirrels show up in there because there's no water in the creek. It's very dry out here right now. So if you have squirrels showing up dead in your water things, put a log in there where it's wedged in there sideways, so that way the squirrel can get out. Because my phone almost fell in the water. Make sure they can get out, because all they're doing is trying to get a drink. And what happens is they fall down in there and they can't get back out. So put a log in there sideways and they'll get out. All right, like, subscribe. Until next time, you all. Hope you enjoyed.